My team is selling 7 figures of real estate wholesale deals every single year. And all of these deals are JV deals that we dispo for other wholesalers who are doing acquisitions. And when you and any other wholesaler bring me a deal, I ask these 28 questions. Today, I'm going to show you how to go through your acquisitions checklist. So when you're looking at a deal and you're ready to pass it over to your dispo partner, or you are going to dispo it yourself, you need to check off these 28 things, and then your deal is ready to be sold. This is going to be such a great video, and if you appreciate this free content, make sure to subscribe. Guys, we're on a mission for 5,000 subscribers. Let me show you what we are talking about here. I have made this really awesome acquisitions checklist. These are the 28 things that we need to learn and go over. It starts easy, gets a little bit harder, but we're not just going to go through it like a boring old video. No, we're actually going to use a demonstration property. So I have a free real estate wholesaling Discord community. Many of you are probably in it. We're the wholesalers, absolutely free. And in there, people send me deals. And Jared sent me this off-market agent pocket listing in Dallas and said they wanted 180,000. So let's just say we are acquiring and have acquired this property. So we're going to go through our 28 steps here today. Now, the first thing we need to do is double check the address, the property type, the bed bath count, the square footage, the year built, and the construction. I think a lot of you are actually missing construction, and it's so important. So you need to have all 6 of these property details ready for your dispo partner so they can have it ready for their buyer. Make sure you double check all this information. My favorite place to quickly check information, y'all, is with XLeads. And this is also where we're going to be comping the property here right now as well, because that's also one of the steps. So here's the property in question, y'all. It's this small little 1,500 square foot house. It actually has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It looks a lot older than it is. I think it's probably like an 80s build. And we don't have any pictures of the inside. That's actually one of our criteria for our acquisitions checklist. So we're just going to say that rehab is $60K, but it's hard to say without pictures, all right? And obviously I'm not talking to the agent right now who is representing this pocket listing. But here you would just double check all the property information and just double check the year built. Get all your information, guys. Make sure to double check it. Also compare it with the county tax rolls, because that's going to be obviously the most accurate data. Now, once we do that, let's flip back over to our acquisitions checklist. And it says, guys, the next step is you need to know your comps, and you got to have pictures. So we don't have pictures, so that's actually going to take us down into here, which we'll get into a little bit. But at least notify your dispo partner or your investor that, hey, I don't have pictures, but you can get them by doing this, or we can't get them, so on and so forth. We've sold a ton of dispo deals where we didn't have pictures of the inside. You just got to sell them cheaper. So instead of selling them at 80% of ARV, maybe I'm selling them at 70, 75%, or they're just going to assume that rehab's the worst. Right? They're going to say, hey, rehab's going to be 100 grand because I can't see inside. But anyways, next step, guys, is to comp. So we're going to go over to XLeads and we're going to click comparables, and we're actually going to comp this property. XLeads is such an amazing software. And if you guys want to use it, it is frankly the best all-in-one real estate wholesaling software. It's so good for comping. It's really good. There may be a few better softwares that I prefer for just comping, but get this, guys. I mean, check this out. Let's just type in xleads.com. Look at the pricing here. Starting at $49 per month if you buy annually, or $97 per month if you do monthly. But get this, if you use code 10OFF, you actually get 10% off any of these. Okay, I actually have the X plan. It's so good. But I'm going to make this quick, guys. You obviously get good comping. You get good data. You get unlimited free skip tracing. Unlimited free skip tracing. So I'm going to go back here for a second and check this out. Check this out. Here is the seller's phone number. It's unlimited free skip tracing. You get a go high level CRM. You get email blasters, text blasters, dialers. It's such a good software. And if you're doing dispositions, you have to get the Pro and the X plan. Okay, enough talking about XLeads and code 10 off. Let's get back into this video. Zach Ginn has made such a good software. So we're going to comp this property, and we're not going to spend a lot of time comping this, guys. I'm just going to look at this quickly because for the sake of this video, this ain't a comping video. This is just telling you the steps you got to take. We can pull up some properties in here, guys. We can check, saying, hey, these are good comps. These are good comps. Here it's going to tell us what it thinks the ARV is. It's actually saying 320. I looked at this deal. I thought it was a little bit under 300, just because if you click here, we can see that new builds are selling for, what was it, like 335. So if new builds are selling for 335, we're obviously going to be less because we're never going to be worth as much as a new build. So I was, under 300. Well, my team who comps all your deals, so you can send me deals in the Discord, guys. We'll comp them. That's one of the amazing perks of joining this free wholesaling Discord. Nikki, who's a licensed agent, said it's worth 280. So we got our comps. So now let's go back to our checklist. So we got our comps. In this case, we don't have pictures, but you would usually get your pictures. I recommend uploading pictures to a Google Drive. It's free. Best place to upload your pictures. Try to take as many pictures as possible. So wholesalers, this is a little tip. Take so many pictures if you're going to go walk a property. Take pictures of the cracks. Take pictures of the floor. Take pictures of the HVACs. Take pictures of everything. Take 100 pictures. Investors love pictures. Also, videos are good too. Now, we'd have to figure out, guys. Oh, I made a typo here. Not asking repair price. Anyways, what the repairs are. So we're going to budget in this case like 60 grand, but we obviously don't have all the information. We'll get into that a little bit. We're going to know what the after repair value is. We're saying 280, and then rental rate if applicable. So I'm assuming the rent, I don't know, just a guess, it's probably like 2,200, but a really good way to do that. Propeller is another great comping software. You can just plug the address into here, and you can also comp for rent. So if you're just looking for just a comping software, I really like Propelio. If you want obviously an all-in-one software, I'd go XLeads. You don't need Propelio. But if you want to just have a great comping software, that tends to be a little slow. This is a great solution. So I go to rentals here, and you can just comp strictly for rent. Not getting too many comps, unfortunately. So that's unfortunately how the world works sometimes. Oh, let's get rid of these year builds. Let's see if this does it. Let's see if it does it. Let's see if this does it. Come on, Propeller, don't ruin my video. There we go. There we go. This house looks pretty similar, smaller but new, renting for $25.50. So ours fixed up. I really think we're not too far. Yeah, we're not too far. I'd say like 22. So you can always still comp for rent. So it's also good to give your dispo partners, your end buyers, an idea of what rent is in the area. You guys want a quick and dirty solution? Just throw the address in here. Okay, go to the Zestimate. The Zestimate for rent's pretty good. What's the Zestimate on this thing? What's it telling us rent is? Where's your rent Zestimate? Come on. Sometimes they hide from me. You guys ever notice that? The rent Zestimate hides. Rent estimate 20. Okay, that's actually a little high. That one's actually a little high. Okay, so now that we've gone through those steps, now we're actually going to want to talk about the conditions, the major items. Each major item on average is going to cost around $10,000 to repair. So we need to know when you're talking to this pocket agent, listing agent. Is that English? When you're talking to the seller, get an idea. When you're walking a property, look at the foundation, look at the roof, look at the HVAC, look at the windows, look at the plumbing type, look at the electrical. Every state's going to have their thing that's more important. In Texas, our big things are foundation. Roof's a pretty big deal because of hail damage, but really plumbing type. We actually want properties with PVC plumbing and not cast iron plumbing. You find a house like that, it could be worth $10,000, $20,000 more. So these are just little things that you'll learn over time, but try to get an idea of the conditions. If I'm a dispo person, which I am, my team, we're going to reach out to you and we're going to ask you these things. We're going to say, hey, give me all the property information. Okay, what are your comps? Where are the pictures? Okay, I need to know the after repair value, the repairs, the rental rate. I'm literally going to ask you the rental rate. Like, I expect you to know this stuff. You're doing your job as an acquisition wholesaler. You should be getting this information. And then I'm going to say, hey, tell me about the foundation, the roof, the HVAC, windows, plumbing type, electrical. Like, I'm going to tell you all this stuff. What else am I going to ask for, guys? We're going to say, I'm going to start to ask about occupancy. So this is where it gets interesting. This is where we're going to start learning a few things. I'm going to say, and you need to start to ask, I'm going to be like, is this property occupied? You're going to have to say if it's vacant, if it's owned by the seller and the seller's living there, or if it's a rental, right? This is so important. Or there's a squatter. Like sometimes people bring me deals and they won't disclose that there's a squatter. You sort of got to tell me that, bro, because that's going to, make a big difference on, hey, can I just go and get pictures? If it's vacant, I'm just going to go and get pictures. If it's vacant, I'm actually going to dispo the property differently. If there's a tenant in place, I can't just have my buyers go and walk through a property. Maybe I have to schedule a showing with that tenant. If it's a seller, I'm going to go about it differently because, if it's a seller, I may not want to mention that we're wholesaling. I don't know what you've disclosed. I'm like, who knows, right? I don't know what's going on. I always want to mention that we're wholesaling, but I don't know what you did. Like maybe you told them, I don't know what you told them. So I just need to know. So your dispo partner, your end buyer, say we need to know what the situation is because if there's a tenant, they may have a lease back. Or they may have if it's a seller, they may have a lease back. If it's a tenant, like their lease could continue. We need to know all this information. Okay. Tell me about the occupancy. Give me the situation. I need to know all that. Now that's also going to say, is it vacant? And if it's vacant, is it on lockbox? And then what's the lockbox code? Please give me the freaking lockbox code, right? Or is there someone there and you can only go by appointment only? I know this is getting technical. Max, this is boring. Sorry, guys, YouTube's not always fun. This is stuff you need to know. You have to be asking these questions. So when I'm wholesaling a property, right? When I'm wholesaling property, I'm working with, if let's say I'm direct to seller, I'm going to say, okay, like, are you living at this property? And they're going to say, yes, no, it's tenant occupied. Okay, great. How long is that lease for? Okay, it's this long. Okay, so they're going to be out of the property. If I want to go see the property, are they going to be there? Yes, no. Okay, they're not there. Is there a lockbox on the property? Okay, like what's the code? Or like, if I want to go, can I go tomorrow at this time? Like you need to be able to have this all figured out, right? These are just things you need to learn. Just like how you guys are probably comfortable asking about condition, you need to become comfortable asking about access. Now, also, we need to know what title company you have this at and what earnest and also option money you have agreed to. So I need to know that. And also, I want to see your contract, your underlying contract, and I also want to see all your addendums that go with it. So if you're doing a seller finance deal, I want to see that underlying seller finance contract as well as a seller financing addendum. If I don't see your underlying contract, that means you don't actually have the deal under contract, so you're probably a daisy chainer and you can go screw yourself. You got to show me the contracts. You also got to have your contracts ready. If you want to know how to write contracts, guys, literally pop into the Discord, go down here, scroll all the way down to contracts. I have all the information here. I have videos of me filling out the contracts. I got template contracts. I got everything you need in this Discord. I also have this copy of this cheat sheet. So you want a copy of this cheat sheet? Get in the Discord, go to cheat sheets. Get a copy of this acquisition checklist cheat sheet. Now, the last thing, guys, is the seller information. I am so much of a stickler about getting this information. So obviously you want their contact information. Y'all will send me deals and I won't know how to get a hold of the seller or the tenant. Like I need all their contact information, but also I like to know what their timeline is. Like, they're selling now, they're not selling now. Like the situation, always get the seller's timeline, always understand what their situation is because motivation is everything. As a dispo partner, I want to know their motivation because we've had sellers in some terrible situations, and based off of their motivation, we approach the situations differently. And that's why it's so important to work with a professional dispo company if you're not dispoing your deals yourself. I don't even want to get into details on some of the things, but like if they're going through a really hard time, like we'll bring them chocolates, like we'll bring them things, we'll calm them down. Sometimes selling these houses is just such a hard experience for them. And that's why I'd like to know their motivation so I can be there to guide them through this process. So this is your acquisition checklist. These are the 28 things that you should be figuring out when you're acquiring a property. So stop just getting properties under contract at some random 70% rule, sending them to your dispo partner, sending them to your buyers and saying, here you go. Dude, they're going to ask, hey, like, is all this property information correct? Like, do you have comps? Where are your pictures? Can you tell me the ARV, the repairs needed, the rental rate? Like, they're going to ask you all this. Okay, cool. Like, can you tell me, about the majors? Like, yo, what's the occupancy? Like, what about access? Give me the title information. How much earnest? Like, seller, they're going to start to ask you these questions. So I'm hoping that this video will train you to start thinking about these 28 things when you're getting a property under contract. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully that was fun. I actually did in one go. I didn't mess up. So that's awesome. Again, if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe. Drop in a video every single day. Get in the Discord. We do a daily live stream. Monday, we use batch leads to call MLS realtors, get pocket listings like this. Tuesdays, I'd call PPL live with iSpeed lead. Wednesdays, we do some underwriting and some comping, just like we did today. Thursdays, I drive for dollars. Gotta have arthritis. With Deal Machine, driving for dollars with Deal Machine. And Fridays, I use X Leads to help you and me find buyers. Love you guys so much. Peace.